What is going on, you guys? Brady or Mazomatic here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a pretty complex defense. Not too complex if you know kind of your adjustments and stuff, but this is the base defense I run, and I'll show you why I run it and why it's pretty good. So this is out of the dollar formation, which isn't in that many playbooks. The one I use it out of is the Cleveland Browns defensive playbook. I know a lot of people use Cleveland Browns offense, but I use Cleveland Browns defense because it has the dollar formation as well as Big Dime 236, which I really like. So before we even get into the play, if you notice in the bottom left right there, I'm swapping personnel. And so what a lot of people do is, you make substitutions or whatever, come in here and manually sub out guys. But if you didn't know, there's already preset there's already preset personnel switching that the computer can do for you because so many people do it. So the one I like to do is Cornerback Inside. So what it does is, so if you didn't know about a dollar formation, there are 4 corners in there instead of just 2. And so when you have 4 corners, you're going to have your cornerback 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the way to your 4th string cornerback. So because of this, I like to play my better cornerbacks on the inside in the slot because of the type of setups I make. So Cornerback Inside basically switches your 1 and 2 cornerback into the slot and puts your 3 and 4 on the outside. So that's what I like to do because of the adjustments I make, and you'll see that pretty soon. Another thing I like to do is usually put my best user player right here in this middle linebacker spot. It's actually the right outside linebacker, but I usually use Ryan Shazier because that's the best user in my opinion. So the play is called DB Fire to Press. I'm sure many of you have seen this. Everyone runs it a little bit differently, but I'm gonna show you the way I run it. I'm running against a random play. And so this is what you come out in. And the reason I run this play is because it's out of the dollar. So you got really good personnel to stop the pass because it's so many DBs. You have 6 DBs in there, 4 corners, and then 2 safeties. But also if you make the right adjustments, it can be good against the run as well. So this is what your play looks like to start. And what I like to do is always base a line. And then I also like to press my DBs. So for some reason when they do this, your corners in the slot like switch places, and it totally messes up their blitzing line. As you see, their blitzes are all messed up. But it doesn't matter to me because most of the time I don't even blitz them. What I like to do is I like to man them up. So in this case, what I would do is I would put triangle on R1, and I would put this guy on X. And then also I like to play over the top because it changes those flats on the outside to cloud flats. And so the cloud flats, in my opinion, are a little bit better because it plays the deeper ball or the corners a little bit more. It's actually pretty good against the corners. And then also I like to pinch my D line down. So if this right end over here is gonna pinch down anytime soon, that would be great. A lot of times it works better when you make the adjustments really fast. So again, I'm just going to reset the play. So I'll show you guys how fast you can make these adjustments. I'm going to start right now. And I'm already done. So if your opponent was to come out in whatever formation and you were to start making these adjustments before he even got to the line, you would be done by the time you got there. So I know it sounds like a lot of adjustments, but if you know your quick adjustments, you can get them done really fast, and that's what your defense is going to look like. That's just the base defense I like to run. And as you can see, most things are locked up. Geez, my controller's vibrating, but most things are locked up there, and it depends on what formation they come in out of as well, because that was a bunch formation, which is a little bit different. But again, I want to show you what I would do in this situation, just like that, already done, and I'll call the play. And you can use her wherever, see, just like that, everything was locked up. And then you're only rushing 3, so the pressure isn't gonna be that fast. But I've noticed when I run this defense, I get a lot of interceptions. And that's because you have so many guys in coverage. And they don't really know who's manned up on what. What you can also do is like man this guy up on here. You can put him on R1 and then manually go over there. Like, it really depends on what your opponent's doing. This is why I like this defense so much, is because of how many options you have. Also, what you can do is, I'll pinch my D-line. I'm going to show you what it's like if you leave them blitzing. So if you hike the ball, you're going to get edge pressure. Like, that's why I like it. Sometimes you can man them up. Sometimes you can blitz them. Your opponent will really never know what you're doing. And when you do decide to blitz them, you're going to get serious pressure. So again, this is what I like about this is the manning aspect of it. I'm gonna show you what it's like if he's running a shotgun. So if he's running like dual slot receivers like this, like if there's 2 receivers in the slot, 100% what I always do, which everyone does nowadays, is cross man. And that's when you man up the guy totally across from him. And the reason this is because we've all been beat on drag routes, especially if you're in man coverage. Drag routes are going to shred you. And I'll show you what happens if they try to run drag routes when you're cross man. So as you see, I'm still cross manned. As you see, I'm running drag routes in the slot. I'll hike the ball here. They kind of follow him and then they switch, and look at your drags are locked up. And that is jeez, my controller. That is because of the cross man. It enables them to already be on that side of the field, so they play it way better. And so I always like to cross man in this defense. I'll set it up for you guys again. And that's pretty much it. And just like that, they try to run whatever. Oh, they're running a draw. And as you see, the run is locked up too. He just ran a draw, which you'd think would kill this because there's only 3 down linemen. It's out of the dollar. A draw play would totally destroy this defense. But no, the way when you pinch your D linemen down, they're pinched close together, but as you see their angles, if you're looking at this, Mac and Edwards here, their angles are still to the outside. So when you hike the ball, you're gonna see them jump outside kind of, and it kind of like messes things up. And it's just good against the run too. It's not the best run defense, but it's solid against the run, and that's why I like it. And another thing I'm going to show you guys is a blitz that you can complement with this play. So if you're calling this dollar defense every time, another play out of the dollar is spinner. It's just an all-out blitz pretty much. And so when you call spinner, which completely destroys the run, this is pretty much what it's going to look like. You can do the same baseline and press, and then they're not going to know really what you're running. They're going to think, you know, you're still in that dollar defense. And then when you hike it, he's running the ball that time. But when you hike it, you're going to have a lot of guys blitzing at him and get some serious pressure, make him make a bad read. Hopefully your user's there. But anyways, this is my base defense. Again, the adjustments I make, I baseline, press, and then I man up my slot corners who are blitzing. And then that pretty much locks down everything. And it's a really good base defense for you guys. Make the adjustments based on what your opponent's doing, not just, you know, randomly manning guys up, but try to adjust based on what your opponent's doing. And then also throw in some blitzes in there to throw them off and keep them guessing on what your guys are going to do. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.